Congruent melting point. Congruent melting point of a substance occurs when the substance melts sharply at a constant temperature into a liquid of a same composition as that of the solid form which liquid was created. Incongruent melting point. Incongruent melting point occurs when a solid substance does not melt uniformly, so that the chemical composition of the resulting liquid is not the same of that the original solid. Cotton Bowman reaction. This reaction, the nucleophilic substitution of aromatic amines. The nucleophilic substitution of aromatic amines with acid chloride result in the formation of N-substituted amines. N-substituted amine. The reaction of amines with benzoyl chloride is carried out in an alkaline medium. This benzylation reaction is popularly called Schotten-Bowman reaction. Perkins condensation. This is a reaction typically of aliphatic acid anhydrides. This reaction is typically of aliphatic acid anhydride containing two alpha hydrogen atom. These acid anhydride reacts with aromatic aldehyde. Aromatic aldehyde in the presence of sodium salt. In the presence of sodium salt, the same aliphatic acid which anhydride is taken. The product is alpha beta unsaturated carboxylic acid. Gabriel thalamide synthesis. The involves the treatment of potassium thalamide. This involves the treatment of potassium thalamide with an ester of alpha halo acid followed by hydrolysis, like this reaction. Gabriel thalamide reaction. This involves the treatment of potassium thalamide with an ester of alpha halo acid followed by hydrolysis. What happens when aqueous solution of glucose is kept for some time? Name the phenomena and discuss the mechanism involved. Uh, when glucose is dissolved in water and allowed to stand, a gradual change in specific rotation occurs. The specific rotation of the alpha form falls, and that of the beta form rises until a constant value of plus 54 degree is reached. This change is optical rotation of a solution. This change is optical rotation of a solution of either form of glucose until a constant value is obtained is called muta rotation. Again, this change in optical rotation of a solution of either form of glucose until a constant value is obtained is called muta rotation. Okay, glucose form is stable cyclic hemiacetal between the CHO group and the on group on the fifth carbon, on the fifth carbon, जो उसका fifth carbon होगा. In this process, the first carbon becomes asymmetric, giving two isomers, first and second, which differ only in the configuration of the asymmetric carbon. Like that. Okay. These are called anomers, and the new asymmetric carbon is referred to as anomeric carbon. The anomer first, which OH group onto the right of the designated as the alpha D glucose, and the other with OH to left of the beta D glucose, like that. This one, this, and this. The anomer first with OH onto the right is designated as the alpha D glucose, and the other with OH to the left as the beta D glucose. Okay, the muta rotation occurs because of the slow interconversion of alpha D glucose and beta D glucose, where the open chain form until equilibrium is established, giving a constant specific rotation of plus 53 degree. This the concentration of open chain from the cyclic first second at equilibrium 0.01 percentage, 36 percentage or 64 percentage respectively. Question number 4. Glycine is a low molecular weight organic compound, yet it is high melting point crystalline solid and more soluble in water than in benzene. Justify. Amino acid. The amino acid exists mainly in the zwitter ion in both solution and solids. The solids are held together by electrostatic interaction. The solids are held together by electrostatic interaction between the opposite charges. The strong attraction results in the high melting point. Glycine has 233 degrees centigrade as its melting point. Celsius. Glycine is a polar molecule and hence is soluble in water. Glycine is a polar molecule and hence soluble in water. Being polar, it is not soluble in benzene. Next question. Glucose and fructose give identical oxygen with phenyl hydrazine. Explain the fact. Glucose when warm with phenyl hydrazine. Glucose when warm with excess phenyl hydrazine, glucose first form phenyl hydrazone by condensation with CHO group. The reaction doesn't stop at the stage. The CHOH group is oxidized by a second molecule by phenylhydrazine, which itself is reduced to aniline and ammonia. The resulting carbonyl group reacts with this third molecule of the reaction ion. Reaction ion yield the final product glucose oxygen. Next, the reaction. This one. give and explain the relatively order of the following derivatives: acid chlorides, acid anhydrides, and carbonyl carbons, chloride ions, etc. The carboxylic towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. Answer is acid chlorides are the most reactive of the acid derivative. High reactivity of acid chloride is attributed to the highly electronegative chlorine atom. Chlorine increases the electrophile character of the carbon, which is thus attacked readily by nucleophiles. Also, chloride is a good leaving group which further enhances the nucleophilic reaction. The acid anhydrides are less reactive compared to the acid chloride. Ester are less reactive as compared to acid chlorides and acid anhydrides. Mides are least reactive of the all acid derivatives, because of which reduces the electrophility of carbon. define EMF of cell. EMF of cell, the force which causes the flow of electrons from electrode to the other, and thus the result in the flow of current is called electromotive force, usually represented by EMF, and the measured unit is volt. And the force arises because of different potential possessed by two electrodes. Thus, electromotive force may be also defined as the difference of potential which cause the current flow from an electrode. The current to flow from an electrode at higher potential of an electrode, a lower, higher to lower, higher potential to higher potential of electrode to lower potential of electrode. If all the reactants and products are present in their standard state, the EMF is called standard EMF. If all the reactants and products are present in their standard state at 250 degrees Celsius, the EMF is called standard EMF. Potentiometric method to find EMF. This method is based upon the Pogendorf compensation principle. Gives us accurate EMF of the cell. In this method, the unknown EMF is opposed by another known EMF until the two are equal. Again, this method is based upon the Pogendorf compensation principle and gives accurate EMF of the cell. In this method, the unknown EMF is opposed by another known EMF until the two are equal. The sliding contact is moved along the potentiometric wire till no deflection is observed in the galvanometer. This process is done by twice, once with standard cell known as EMF, and second time with the cell unknown EMF. Claisian condensation. Two molecules of alpha hydrogen containing ester condense in the presence of base to form beta ketoester. This is known as Claisian condensation. Two molecules of alpha hydrogen containing ester condense in the presence of base to form beta ketoester. This is known as Claisian condensation. rotation. What is mutar rotation? Mutar rotation, the sorry, the spontaneous change in a optical rotation. The spontaneous change in optical rotation observed when a pure anomer of a sugar is dissolved in water. Mutar rotation is caused by the reversible opening and closing of the actual linkage, which yield an equilibrium mixture of anomers. This change in optical rotation of either form glucose until a constant value is reached is called mutar rotation. This changes optical rotation. This changes optical rotation of either form glucose until a constant value is reached is called mutar rotation. What are polysaccharides and what is the theoretical structure difference between starch and polysaccharide? These belong to the class of carbohydrates. The carbohydrates are divided into their major classes depending on the number of simple sugars unit present in their molecule. So the first one is monosaccharide simple sugar. These are single unit carbohydrate that cannot be broken into simpler carbohydrates upon hydrolysis. Glucose and fructose are example. Oligosaccharide. These are made up of 2 to 10 units of monosaccharide of simple sugar. Example sucrose divided break down into glucose and fructose. Polysaccharide. These contain more than 10 monosaccharide unit in one molecule. Starch. Example starch cellulose breakdown. It gives glucose. What is meant by isoelectric point with reference to amino acid? Isoelectric point क्या होता है? Amino acid is the zwitter ion form are amphoteric in nature. Amino acid is zwitter ion form amphoteric. They react readily with acid or bases. The reaction with nases convert the ammonia group into amino group. Ammonium group into amino group. The reaction with acid convert into acids convert into carboxylate group. Convert into carboxylate group into the carboxylic group. This is known as isoelectric point. Explain the principle of steam distillation applied to distillation of the liquid miscible with water. Principle of steam distillation. Steam distillation is a separation process for temperature sensitive material. Many organic compounds decompose before their boiling point is reached, particularly many aromatic compounds. These cannot be separated by distillation process takes place at boiling point. Now impurities lower the boiling point. If substance is immiscible with water, we introduce steam or water as an impurity. To lower the boiling point, now evaporation takes place at a lower temperature. We can combine steam distillation with vacuum distillation If the substance is very sensitive to heat, after distillation we get two phases system of water and organic compounds which are not miscible with each other and can easily separated. Bromobenzene can purified by this process. Boiling point 156 Celsius and boiling point of is 100. But boiling point of a mixture of two boils is 95 Celsius, which is much lower than 156 centigrade Celsius. The ratio weight of two liquids, organic compound W1 and the water is WW. W and small w is given by like this one, where the symbol have their unusual meanings. Essential oils, perfumes, eucalyptus oil are some compound whose manufacture utilizes this process. What are ideal solution? Ideal solution is solution can formed by mixing two or more substances. If we take a binary solution as an example, if it will be have two component, a solution called ideal solution. If it meets the following four requirements, the forces of attraction among us similar and dissimilar, dissimilar, similar and dissimilar molecule are same. If we consider a binary system A and B liquids, then forces attraction between the molecule of A, between the molecule of B, and between the molecules A and B are all identicals. Second situation is requirement is there is no change in volume of mixing of two components. There is no change in enthalpy of mixing. The solution obeys the Raoult's law over the entire range of pressure and composition. The above point can be summed up in terms of activity.